What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So, do Democrats really have an advantage in the midterm election when it comes to the House? I want to take a look at the Cook Political Report. I'm going to show you the numbers here, and I'll explain to you why Democrats have a huge advantage when it comes to the House. And it hasn't always been this way. Actually, Republicans, at the beginning of last year, Republicans had an advantage. But now they've lost that advantage, and it looks like Democrats are going to be able to win the 3 seats that they need to take back control of the House. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into this. Now, what we're looking at the Cook Political Report. And we're looking at the section where they basically talk about the seats that are at risk. And what I want to show you here, and we'll zoom in real close here, and we're going to go over all of this information here. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this information here where it says solid, likely, lean. Okay, so on the left side, the far left, we have solid Democrat. We have 189 seats. That means that Democrats are more than likely to win those seats. It's a solid seat. It means that it's pretty much a given that Democrats will win those 189 seats. Now, likely Democrat, we have 8. So that means that Democrats it's likely that they're going to win these 8 seats. And then we have lean Democrat, we have 15. So these seats are leaning towards a Democrat. So the Democrat is favored. Might not be favored by much, but they are favored to win those 15 seats. Now, we're going to skip the toss-ups, and we're going to move to the Republican side. So, lean Republican, we have 4 seats that are leaning for Republicans. Likely Republicans, we have 17 seats that are likely that a Republican will win those seats. And then the solid Republican, we have 185 seats that are more than likely that that a Republican will win those seats. So what I want to do is I want to add these up, and then we'll move forward. So if we're adding it up from, let's look at the Democratic side first. If we're adding it up, it's 212 seats. And so basically what we're saying is 212 seats on the Democratic side, they have the advantage there. They have the advantage to win those seats. When it comes to Republicans, we're looking at 206 seats. So Republicans have 206 seats that they are favored to win right now. Either it leans, it's likely, or it's solid. Okay? So that being said, we have 17 seats that are in the middle that are considered toss-ups. Okay? So that means that either party could win those seats. And when we're looking at that column, we see where it says here 4 Dems, 13 Republicans. And so what it's saying, when it comes to these toss-ups, you have 4 Democratic seats that are at risk. So you can basically say that you have 4 Democrats that have now moved from, let's say, a lean Democrat to a toss-up. And then you have 13 seats that have moved from a lean Republican to now a toss-up. And so just looking at the toss-ups here, you see that Republicans have more seats at risk than Democrats do. Democrats only have 4 seats at risk. Republicans have 13 seats at risk. And so when we go back to our numbers here, 212 and 206, so 206 for the Republicans, 212 for the Democrats. And so based on this information, Democrats need 6 seats to get to 218. Republicans, they need 12 seats to get to 218. And so when we're looking at the toss-ups, you see Democrats have less seats that are at risk. Republicans have more seats that are at risk. But not only that, Democrats don't need to win all of these toss-ups or a lot of the toss-ups. They only need to win 6 of those toss-ups. And so if Democrats can win 6 of those toss-ups, they get to 218 and they take back control of the House. Now with Republicans, it's going to be a little bit harder because if we're looking at the same scenario here, Republicans, in order for them to get to 218, they need to win 12 seats, 12 of these toss-up seats. And if they can win 12 of the toss-up seats, that gives them 218, and they'll be able to maintain control of the House. And so right now, Democrats have a huge advantage because when it comes to these toss-ups, they don't have to win as many toss-ups as the Republicans do. Now, We are looking at this and we're saying toss-ups, but what about the lean categories? When we're looking at the lean categories, sure, you can have Republicans do better than expected in this lean category. So let's say you have lean Democrat, you have 15. Let's say Republicans knock off a couple of these 15. Well, that moves it down to this column here. Let's say it moves it into the toss-up column and Republicans actually win. Well, then that will change the numbers here because you take from the lean, so you're going to take from the 212 and move it over to either the toss-up category or the lean category, or you see the Republicans actually win some of those seats, well, then they would have a better opportunity to maintain control of the House. But right now, all of the momentum is moving towards Democrats, and we've seen that. Now, when I looked at this same information this time last year, Republicans had the advantage. They had more seats that were in this column here in the lean, likely, or solid than Democrats did. But now Democrats have more seats in the lean, likely, or solid category. And so that gives them an advantage. And not only do they have more seats there, when it comes to the toss-ups, they have less seats at risk. Democrats do. And so that's why you see here, it says 218, and you see the bar that they put here. And you see that this bar, this is what Democrats need in order to take back control of the House, whereas this is what Republicans need in order to take back control of the House. And so you see Democrats have that advantage. And so at this point, it's very likely that Democrats will take back control of the House. Now, what does that mean? If Democrats take back control of the House, how is this going to play out? So if Democrats can take back control of the House, you'll have a check on the president. Right now, there's really no check on the president. The president can do what he wants. And he's been doing what he wants because he has support from Republicans in the House, and Republicans are controlling the House and they're controlling the Senate. And so anytime issues come up, Republicans can vote in favor of what the president wants. Now, in the Senate, you do need that filibuster-proof 60 votes. And so in some situations, you are going to have Democrats on board in order to pass certain legislation. But what Republicans are doing in that big, beautiful bill that they passed last year, they passed that through reconciliation, which means they only need a majority in both chambers. So in the House, they need a majority, and in the Senate, they need a majority. They don't need the 60 votes. And so that's how they were able to pass the big, beautiful bill. And they're talking about another reconciliation bill this year. Republicans are talking about that. And they're going to try to use reconciliation in order to pass the funding for DHS. Now, we don't know if that's going to go through. We'll have to see how that works because they could pass it in the House and it goes to the Senate. And then we could have the Senate parliamentarian step in and say, hey, you can do this or you can't do this. So there will be a ruling on this in the future when it comes to the funding and how you can use reconciliation, because you can't use reconciliation for everything. And this could be a situation where they're not going to be able to use reconciliation to do that. And it's also going to be interesting to see what else is in this reconciliation bill that they're going to try to pass. And one other thing, the president's put out his budget when it comes to military spending. $1.5 trillion is what the president wants for military spending. And he's basically indicating, look, we're in a conflict in another country. We're in a conflict in Iran, and we need money to fund that. And so we'll have to see how that plays out. And so I just wanted to show you guys the breakdown when it comes to the House. This is why Democrats have an advantage. But I want to pass it off to you. Do you think Democrats will be able to take back the House in the midterm election? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.